Well, good morning, everyone. So, I am cooking another brisket on our pellet grill, and so this time I bought a whole brisket, which I have never done, and I wasn't able to do a video the other night of me having to cut it and trim it, but it was a lot of work, a lot of fat, of course, on a whole brisket that I had to trim off. But I'm only doing half of it, and I'm doing the point, so that was fun. I had to learn to cut and trim, and I ended up cutting it into two pieces because the end has a large, I don't know if you want to call it a knuckle, but it's a large hunk of meat with a large layer of fat in between it. So basically cut through that fat, took the two pieces off. So I'm at the point now where I'm going to remove it and wrap it. So I'm going to show you where we're at and what we got. So there's our briskets. See, I got this piece, and this piece came off of here. It was folded way up, so I'm gonna take them off at this point and wrap them in my paper wrap like I did last time, and then we'll come back and stick them on here and check them out later today. So I'll follow up with that and show you real quick the meat. I mean, it looks phenomenal. Again, I use that twisted bag, I think is what it's called, seasoning, but you can see the fat on there. But I'm hoping it'll turn out to be a great brisket. So we'll wrap it up and show you here in a bit. Alright, so I quickly wrapped the meat, kind of in a rush, pressed for time this morning, but I'll show you here, sorry, what I've got. So I've got those two pieces. I wrapped them up in the butcher paper. And the goal is that that's just going to help it cook is what I did last time. It was phenomenal. So this little one, I'm going to move it on this side because the heat does come more in the center. But I'll do this. Sorry, and I'll put this back in there. And there we are. So this should cook probably for about another 4 hours or so. Then I'll take it off, and then we're going to stick it in a cooler and let it rest for about 2 hours, and that's what's going to be our meal for Mother's Day. So I'm hoping it's going to turn out real good. So anyways, well, I'll show it to you later today when we cut it and after it's resting and so forth. And I'm sure y'all will enjoy the video. I'm going to use a better knife this time. Last time, I know when I was cutting it didn't look very impressive as far as cutting. It was very, very soft and easy to cut, so I'll try and use a good knife this time so you can see how well it cuts. So thanks for watching this part, and we'll come back here in a couple hours and show you the finished product. Alright everybody, so we are back. I'm gonna do a quick check on the temperature of our meat. Our grill is sitting just over 250 there. It says it's about 230. I had to set at 225. I need to invest in one of these thermometers so I don't have to keep opening this meat. But if you were here, you could smell this, and it smells phenomenal. So I'm just going to probe the meat. All right, we're over 200. I kind of figured we would be based on how long it's been cooking, as you can see. And that's right at where you want to take it off. So we're going to go ahead and take the meat off. And we're going to put it inside we'll put it inside of a cooler, and you let it cool down in that cooler for several hours. So I'm going to take this off here. We're going to go put it in a cooler. I'm going to pause the video here after I'm going to get these off and go put them in a cooler, and then let you see kind of what we do and then how long we expect it to sit there. And just one other note what I'll do is when you're over here and you're turning this off, you actually don't turn it off, this grill. You're going to turn it to the shutdown cycle. You're going to let it actually shut itself down. That way you don't ruin, I guess, the grill itself. So, alright. So I'm going to pause this and show you what we're doing next. Alright, so I brought it in. I just wanted to show you we're sitting at 202, and that's not in that range where you want to take it off. So what we're going to do is take it off here. Now I'm just going to place it inside a cooler. Nothing scientific about kind of cooler you need to have. or anything. Just want to place that meat right in there. And we're going to close the lid on it and let it sit there for about 2 hours before we cut it open and enjoy the food. And by then it'll probably drop to about 140, and that's the perfect temperature. So anyways, we'll come back here in a couple hours and check it out, see where we're at. All right, so it's time to reveal our meat here. So I'm gonna get to taking this out. We'll see what we got. This is the smaller piece of that brisket that I cut, that we cooked here. Still feels rather warm. We've got a lot of juice in here. Good thing. Oh, look at that. Oh, it looks great. So I'm going to take this off there. It is very, very tender. Get this out of here for a second. Alright, so I'm also going to take the temp of the meat. I'm just curious. You really want to cut it closer to 140. So it looks like it's be about 130. It is smaller meat, a smaller piece. But we're going to go ahead and cut this one, and we'll temp the other one as well. So, alright, let's see what we got. So I was talking to someone about this particular cut. Wow, look at that. Look how easy that's just falling apart. And they said that this is probably one of the most tender pieces of it because of the marbling that is involved on this end of the brisket. So just want you all to see how tender that is, though. That is just literally almost falling apart. So there's our meat. Got a nice smoke ring on some of it there. Take a little sample of it while no one's around. Oh yeah, that is very good. So I'm going to cut this up, and then I'm going to show you the large piece here in just a moment. Alright, so let's open this second one. Let's see if I can do this over this tray. Kind of keep these juices contained a little bit more. Of course, the problem is this. Look at that. There we go. There it is. I'm going to fork this off over there. Oh, let's see if it's falling apart. Alright. Okay, give me just a moment. Alright, so this piece of meat is measuring about 132. Curious if the other section down here is just as warm or if it's a little cooler. Yeah, a little warmer. Okay, perfect. Perfect time to cut it. So we're going to go ahead and cut a couple pieces of this brisket up here and see what it looks like. I am using, this is a fillet knife, but it's one of my sharper knives. I didn't sharpen the other ones this morning, so they're not going to be quite as easy to cut with. But all right, so this one was on the smoke setting on the grill for probably 3 to 3.5 hours, but at least 3.5 hours. You can see some of the smoke ring on some of it, but it is a much different, larger piece of meat here. I'm going to cut a piece on this end and see what this looks like. I'll show you that. So that's coming off of this larger end here. But all in all, I mean, it is, you can tell that it's cooked right to the right consistency. Kind of falling apart a little bit right in there. It's perfect. So I'm going to taste this piece, see how this tastes compared to the other end of the brisket, and that's good. Now this, a lot of that flavoring I have on the crust and the outside, you get on this. Down here you're not going to get as much because it's obviously a thicker piece of meat, but that's very good. So again, that pellet grill works awesome get a smoke flavor, and it cooks the meat just perfect, just right. So I appreciate y'all watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I just want to update you again with another brisket I did. Plan to do many more. And if you like what you see, subscribe. I like to do some different cooking videos and other projects around the house here, and maybe somebody can enjoy and benefit from. So I appreciate you watching.